We have been digging deep, guys, and we are so excited because we have found 30, yes 30, freaking awesome woodworking tools, all under $50 on Amazon. These aren't just tools, they're genuinely useful items that can save you both time and real money. So get right into it and see what affordable upgrades you can add to your shop. Let's go. To kick things off, let's talk about the Setup Blocks height gauge set. We've all been there, squinting at a tape measure held against a spinning table saw blade, trying to get the height just right. It's frustrating and rarely perfect. This is what makes Setup Blocks so essential. This 15-piece set is milled from solid aluminum, and each block is precisely sized, from a wafer-thin 1/16 of an inch up to a chunky 2-inch block. Imagine setting your router bit depth for a dado by just sliding the right block under it, no guessing, or stacking a few to perfectly match the height of your table saw blade for a 10-inch cheek. They feel solid and reliable in your hand, and the laser engraved markings are crisp and easy to read. This set completely removes ambiguity from machine setup, and for a full 15-piece collection, it's a great value at $49. When you're in the middle of a project, sometimes the smallest tools make the biggest difference. This little 3D square is a perfect example. We've all tried to transfer a line from one face of a board to another with a standard square, and it's always a bit of a gamble. This tool solves that by letting you hug the corner of the wood, ensuring your 90 or 45-degree line is perfectly continuous. It's great for laying out mortises or bridle joints. What's especially cool are the built-in dovetail guides. For a tool that costs only $15, having those 1 to 5 and 1 to 8 slopes right there saves you from having to grab a separate gauge. It's milled from a solid piece of aluminum, so it feels sturdy, and it's small enough to live in your pocket for the entire duration of a build. For about $12, this clamp is the third hand you've always wished you had during assembly. Trying to hold two pieces of a cabinet or a picture frame together at a perfect 90-degree angle while also trying to drive a screw is nearly impossible. This corner clamp solves that problem completely. You just crank the handles and the jaws lock the two pieces together, holding them securely and perfectly square. This leaves both of your hands free to focus on fastening the joint, whether you're using screws, nails, or just letting glue dry. It's incredibly useful for building drawers, assembling cabinet carcasses, or making simple box frames. The body is sturdy cast aluminum, so it can handle the pressure, and it's an absolute game changer for solo woodworkers. A good set of chisels is fundamental, but premium sets can be incredibly expensive. This 4-piece set is a fantastic entry point. It includes the 4 most common sizes you'll need. Think of using the 1/4 inch to clean out the tight corners of a hinge mortise, or the 3/4 inch to pare away waste from a half-lap joint. The blades are made from chrome vanadium steel, which is tough and holds an edge reasonably well. The real value here is getting a functional set that you won't be afraid to use and learn to sharpen, a critical woodworking skill. The handles are a durable polypropylene meant to be struck with a mallet. While you'll need to spend some time flattening the backs and honing the edges to get them truly sharp, this set gives you everything you need to start cutting fine joinery for an unbelievable price of only $13. There's a unique satisfaction that comes from using a hand plane, and this mini planer from Jorgensen is a great way to experience it. It's designed for those small-scale tasks where a big, heavy bench plane would be overkill. Imagine you've just applied edge banding to a piece of plywood. This plane is perfect for trimming it perfectly flush. Or maybe you need to put a slight chamfer on the sharp edge of a finished piece to give it a more refined look. Because it fits in the palm of your hand, you have incredible control over the cut. You can feel the blade slicing the wood fibers, and it's a quiet, dust-free operation. For just $16, it's an approachable tool that connects you more closely to your work, perfect for those final, delicate adjustments. If you're used to traditional Western saws that cut on the push stroke, using a Japanese pull saw for the first time is a revelation. Because the blade is in tension during the cut, It can be incredibly thin, which means it removes less material and requires less effort. This RUITOOL saw features a double-sided blade, a common Ryoba style. One side has fine teeth for clean crosscuts, perfect for trimming a 10-inch shoulder for a gap-free fit. Flip it over, and the other side has larger, more aggressive teeth for ripping down the grain, like when you're cutting the cheeks of that same tenon. This saw gives you remarkable control for fine joinery work, and the finish it leaves is often so clean it needs no sanding. You get all that versatility and precision for around $19. Cutting thin, repeatable strips on a table saw can be one of the most dangerous operations in the workshop. For around $26, the piece can easily get trapped between the blade and the fence, leading to kickback. This thin rip jig completely changes the game by making the process safe and incredibly accurate. You set the jig in your miter slot and use it as a reference point for your workpiece, while your fence is set to the final dimension of the strip you want. The strip you're keeping is on the outside of the blade, and your main workpiece is safely held between the jig's bearing and the fence. It's perfect for making your own edge banding, decorative inlays, or small trim pieces. This jig, made of solid aluminum, gives you perfect results every time. It's a workshop accessory that adds a huge amount of safety and capability. There's a timeless appeal to shaping wood with nothing but a sharp knife. This kit from BeaverCraft is the perfect gateway into that world. It isn't just a knife, it's a complete starter system. You get a Sloyd knife, which is the workhorse for general shaping, and a detail knife for those tiny, intricate cuts that bring a carving to life. It also includes a hook knife, specifically for hollowing out spoons or small bowls. But they don't stop there. The kit provides you with basswood blocks, which are perfect for beginners, along with a leather strop and polishing compound to maintain a razor-sharp edge. The most important part of safe and enjoyable carving. For $34, it's a comprehensive package that lets you unbox it and start a new relaxing hobby the very same day. This is one of those brilliantly simple tools that makes you wonder how you ever manage without it. And that too for just $6? Yes, finding the exact center of a board's edge for drilling dowel holes or laying out a mortise can be a tedious process of measuring and dividing. This little plastic gadget does it instantly. You just hook it over the board, insert a pencil into the center guide hole, and slide it along the edge. The result is a perfectly centered line every single time. It works on stock up to 1.5 inches thick. Plus, it has other guide holes for scribing lines at fixed offsets from the edge. It even has a small magnet embedded in it, so you can stick it to your drill press or bandsaw for easy storage. It's an incredible tool at this price. For tasks that demand absolute precision, like laying out the pins and tails of dovetail joints, even a small error with a pencil line can make a difference. This Saker marking ruler is designed to eliminate that error. It's a thin, flexible steel ruler packed with tiny holes at every graduation mark. You select your measurement, place the tip of a 0.5 millimeter mechanical pencil in the corresponding hole, and slide the T-head along the edge of your board. The result is a perfectly placed, razor-thin line with zero chance of parallax error. It feels like you're drawing with a plotter rather than by hand. It gives you a level of confidence in your layout that's hard to achieve with other methods. For a tool that delivers this much precision, the $29 price tag feels very reasonable. Sometimes finesse isn't what you need. Sometimes you need brute force. This is not the chisel you'd use for delicate paring. This is the one you grab when you need to dismantle a pallet, remove old framing, or hog out huge amounts of waste from a large mortise in timber framing. It's essentially a sharpened pry bar. The forged steel blade is thick and tough, designed to be hammered on relentlessly. The handle is made from a comfortable, grippy material that absorbs shock and won't shatter when you hit it hard. It's a tool built for demolition and rough carpentry, and it excels at tasks that would destroy a finer bevel-edged chisel. It's a specialized, heavy-duty tool that you'll be incredibly glad to have when the need arises, and it costs around $45. This $26 kit is an all-in-one solution for anyone who joins wood with screws. Instead of buying everything separately, this package bundles it all together. You get a set of countersink bits that not only drill the pilot hole for the screw, but also cut a tapered recess so the screw head sits perfectly flush or slightly below the surface. This is key for a clean, professional look. The kit also includes a set of plug cutters. You use these to drill a shallow hole, create a plug from a matching piece of scrap wood, and use it to completely hide a screw head. Finally, a set of stop collars lets you precisely control your drilling depth. It's a comprehensive system for joinery, and for this price, it's an incredible value that will elevate your work. SUIZAN Dozuki Dovetail Saw. If you're ready to step up your hand-cut joinery game, this saw is a fantastic investment. A Dozuki is a type of Japanese saw with a rigid spine along its back, which supports an incredibly thin blade. This design prevents the blade from buckling, allowing you to make exceptionally straight, precise cuts with a kerf as thin as a credit card. When you're cutting the tails and pins for a dovetail joint, this level of precision is everything. It's the difference between a joint that slides together with a satisfying friction fit and one that's loose and sloppy. Using this saw is a meditative experience. The pull stroke action feels intuitive and controlled. The clean, glass-smooth surface it leaves behind is truly remarkable. It's a specialized tool for fine work, priced at $37. This carving kit is a great next step for someone who has tried basic whittling and wants to explore more sculptural work. While it includes the essential whittling and detail knives, the real stars are the 10-palm gouges. These small curved chisels are what allow you to create shape, texture, and depth. You can use a U-gouge to smoothly hollow out a section or a V-gouge to carve sharp, incised lines. This opens up possibilities for relief carving, where you create a picture on a flat panel, or for shaping more complex figures. The kit is nicely packaged with black walnut handles that feel comfortable in the hand. It also includes a sharpening stone and strop, reinforcing the importance of keeping your tools sharp. For $39, it's a very complete set for the aspiring carver. Installing a full kitchen of cabinet doors and drawer fronts can be a nightmare of repetitive measuring. One small mistake on one door can throw off the whole look. This simple jig turns that stressful task into a quick and foolproof process, and it will cost you just $12. You set the adjustable guides on the jig once, based on where you want your handles or knobs to be. Then you simply hold the jig on each door corner, and the hardened steel drill guides show you exactly where to drill. Every single hole will be in the exact same spot. It removes all the thinking and all the potential for error. For anyone doing a kitchen remodel or building a set of cabinets, this tool is an absolute must-have. It will save you hours of time and frustration. Modern cabinet construction often relies on standardized systems like 32mm hole spacing for shelf pins and European hinges. This positioning ruler is designed to make that system accessible without expensive machinery. You can use it as a long fence with perfectly spaced holes to guide your drilling for adjustable shelves, ensuring they are perfectly level and don't wobble. It can also be quickly configured to provide the exact hole locations for mounting common types of hinge plates and drawer slides. It's a versatile layout tool made from sturdy aluminum alloy. Instead of trying to measure and mark dozens of individual holes, you use this jig to guarantee perfect placement every time. It's an incredibly useful tool for any cabinet project, and it costs around $28. This is a classic number, 4 smoothing plane, perhaps the most versatile and essential plane in any workshop. It's the tool you reach for to remove the slight milling marks left by a power jointer or planer, leaving a surface that's smoother than anything you can achieve with sandpaper. There's a certain magic to dialing in the blade depth, setting it for a whisper-thin shaving, and watching a translucent ribbon of wood curl up from the surface. This Amazon Basics model provides a very affordable entry point. For around $30, you get a solid cast iron body and a functional carbon steel blade. Like any new plane, it will require some setup, flattening the sole and sharpening the blade. But once tuned, it's capable of giving you those beautiful, satisfying results that get woodworkers hooked on hand tools. Woodworking edge corner. A sharp 90-degree corner on a piece of furniture can feel harsh and is prone to denting. A router can create a chamfer, but it's loud, dusty, and can be overkill for a small job. This specialized chamfer plane is the perfect alternative. It's a small, dedicated tool that you hold in your hand and run along the edge of a board. The blade is set at a 45-degree angle and is adjustable for depth, so you can create a tiny, subtle chamfer or a larger, more pronounced one. It feels great to use, and it produces a crisp, clean edge with no fuss. The built-in bubble level is a nice touch to help you keep things consistent. It's a simple tool that adds a touch of professional refinement to your work, and it's priced at $33. Trying to measure an odd angle with a standard protractor can be awkward, and transferring that measurement to your miter saw is often inaccurate. For only $12, this digital angle finder solves both problems with modern precision. You can open the arms to match an angle on an existing piece, and the large LCD screen will tell you the exact angle down to 1/10 of a degree. Then you can use the locking knob to secure the arms and carry that exact angle over to your saw to set the blade. It's perfect for crown molding, trim work in older houses where walls are rarely square, or for any custom project with angle joinery. This tool replaces guesswork with digital certainty, ensuring your miter joints close up perfectly with no gaps. A marking gauge is a non-negotiable tool for accurate joinery, and this wheel-style gauge is a significant upgrade over older pin-style gauges. Instead of a pin that scratches and tears the wood fibers, this gauge uses a tiny, hardened steel wheel that cleanly slices them. This creates a much finer and more precise line, which is especially important when marking across the grain. It gives your chisel a perfect groove to register in for a precise cut. This model from Clarke Brothers features a solid brass body that feels weighty and stable, and a micro-adjustment mechanism that lets you creep up on a precise measurement. It's a pleasure to use and directly translates to tighter-fitting joints. It's a premium-feeling tool for a very reasonable price of $24. This incredible $9 pocket hole joinery is one of the fastest and most accessible ways to build strong furniture and cabinets. This kit provides an unbelievably affordable entry into that system. You get the core components, the jig itself with its hardened steel drill guides, the special stepped drill bit that creates the pocket, a stop collar to set the correct depth for your material thickness, and a long driver bit to install the screws. You can use it to build face frames for cabinets, assemble boxes, or attach tabletops to aprons. It's a versatile system for all sorts of projects. While it may not have all the bells and whistles of the more expensive systems, it is fully functional and produces the same strong joint. At this price, there's no reason not to have this capability in your shop. Imagine you're installing a new floor and you come to a stone fireplace or a tricky piece of door trim. You need to cut your board to fit that irregular shape perfectly. This is where a contour gauge becomes your best friend. You press the rows of fine pins against the profile, and they instantly create a perfect template of the shape. What makes this Sacker model particularly good is the locking mechanism. Once you've captured the shape, you can clamp it down so the pins don't move while you transfer the profile to your workpiece for tracing. It saves an immense amount of time and material compared to trial and error cutting. It's a problem solver that you'll be thrilled to have when you need it. The lock is a key feature, making it well worth the $19 price. While smaller Japanese saws excel at fine joinery, this larger 9.5-inch Ryoba saw is a versatile workhorse for general-purpose cutting. It's the saw you would grab to break down a larger board to rough size or to make quick, clean cuts on 2x4s for a shop project. Just like its smaller cousins, it features a double-sided blade with ripped teeth on one side and cross-cut teeth on the other, so it's like having two saws in one. The longer blade and handle allow for a more powerful two-handed grip and a longer stroke, which makes cutting much faster and more efficient. It's a great saw to have hanging by your workbench for those quick cuts, where setting up a power saw would be a hassle. For $21, it offers incredible cutting performance and versatility. Sometimes a project calls for a dowel of a specific wood species to match the rest of the piece, or a non-standard size that you can't find at the store. This clever jig allows you to make your own. You start with a square stick of wood, chuck it into a power drill, and feed it through the jig. Inside, an adjustable carbide cutter shaves off the corners, and a perfectly round dowel emerges from the other side. It's a fascinating process to watch. You can precisely set the diameter you need, giving you complete control over your materials. It's a bit of a niche tool, but for woodworkers who enjoy making every component of their project from scratch, it's a very cool and useful capability to have for only $21. A router is already a versatile tool, but its true power is unlocked with jigs. This Sacker jig is like a Swiss Army knife for your router. Its primary function is as an adjustable guide for cutting straight lines, perfect for making dados for shelving or mortises for joinery. But the clever part is that it can also be quickly converted into a high-quality circle cutting jig. You can route perfect circles and arcs for things like tabletops or decorative arches. The all-metal construction makes it feel much more rigid and reliable than many shop-made or plastic jigs. Instead of having to build or buy multiple different jigs for these common tasks, this one tool can handle them all, which saves space and money, which makes the $26 price a great deal. Fitting a cabinet or a countertop against a wavy, uneven wall is a classic woodworking challenge. This scribing tool is designed specifically for that problem. You set the tool to the width of the largest gap, then run its guide wheel along the uneven wall while the pencil transfers that exact contour onto your workpiece. When you cut along that scribed line, the piece will fit the wall perfectly. It's far more versatile than a simple compass, with different configurations that also allow it to be used as a standard marking gauge or even a depth gauge. It's a cleverly designed little tool that makes complex fitting tasks much simpler and more accurate. For any carpenter or cabinet installer, this $23 tool can be a real job saver. Finishing a project can be tricky. You need a way to hold the piece up off your workbench so you can apply stain or varnish to all sides without making a mess. These simple triangular pucks are the perfect solution. You get a pack of 4 for just $13. They have non-slip pads on both the top and bottom, so they won't slide on your bench and your workpiece won't slide on them. This elevation gives you full access to the edges. The best feature, however, is that you can flip them over and use the pointed tip. This allows you to support a freshly finished piece with minimal surface contact while it dries, preventing any marks. They're a simple, cheap, and incredibly useful accessory that you'll end up using on almost every single project. For building strong, square boxes and frames, these are the clamps you need. Unlike smaller, plastic corner clamps, these are heavy-duty tools that apply serious, even pressure. When you're assembling a cabinet carcass or a drawer box, you can lock 2 pieces into one of these clamps and be absolutely certain that the corner is a perfect 90 degrees. This holds the joint immobile while the glue sets or while you drive in screws, preventing any shifting. The solid aluminum body and steel screw mechanism feel robust and are built to last. They act like a corner vise, giving you the control and clamping power needed for high-quality results. For a set of 2, the price is $45. And they are a worthwhile investment for any woodworker who builds cabinets or frames. The tongue and groove joint is a classic method for joining boards along their edges to create wider panels for things like tabletops or cabinet sides. This router bit set makes creating that strong, interlocking joint incredibly simple. The set comes with 2 separate bits, one to cut the slot and one to cut the projecting profile. When used together, they create a perfectly matched joint that adds a huge amount of glue surface area, resulting in a very strong bond. The bits themselves have carbide cutters for a long life and a clean cut. For just $18, this set opens up a whole new world of joinery possibilities for your router, allowing you to create professional-looking panels and doors with ease. Finally, we have one more excellent tool for adding that final, professional touch to your work. This hand plane is specifically designed for creating chamfers and other edge profiles. What sets this Hozoe model apart is its solid, hefty feel and its versatile set of included cutters. You can swap out the blades to create not just a simple 45-degree chamfer, but also various rounded or more complex profiles. Using it is a quiet, satisfying process. You just run it along the corner of your board, and it shaves off a perfect, crisp detail. It's a fantastic way to break sharp, fragile edges, making your furniture more durable and pleasing to the touch. It's a high-quality tool for adding refinement to your projects, priced at $29. So here go the 30 fantastic woodworking tools under $50 that can genuinely improve your projects. Hurry up, because the product price on Amazon doesn't stand still. If you found this list helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and let us know in the comments which tool you're most excited to try. Thanks for watching.